What's up, guys? It's Mikey with Grunt Style, and today we're going to talk about knowing your shit on voting in 2020. It's that time of year where the nation is divided by political parties who feel their administrations are what is right for our great nation. This year's 2020 election is the most talked about election in U.S. history. With that comes some information that can often get muddy with details and personal opinions, rather than facts. At Grunt Style, we stick to facts. And it is a fact that this election is not on November 3rd. It's over on November 3rd. It is a fact that you can vote other than Election Day. Let's discuss a few tips to help ensure you cast an educated vote of your choosing. Tip number 1. Early voting comes in two basic forms: early in-person voting and absentee voting. In-person voting is the most popular form of voting. Voters can cast a ballot by appearing in person at a local elections office or other designated location during a state-designated period prior to Election Day. Your secondary option is absentee voting. Voters submit their ballots via mail or by dropping them off at a designated location. Voters simply apply to receive an absentee ballot in the days or weeks before Election Day. As an active member of our military service, absentee voting is the only way to ensure that we use our right to vote despite being deployed to another country. Tip number 2. Voting is already happening. Early voting began days ago nationwide. Good news is that early voting is available up to as far as November 2nd in select states. Look up your local voting locations for the official deadlines. So why vote early? Well, here are some benefits. Number 1, you skip the long lines. The lines on Election Day are worthy enough to take the day off. I don't know about you, but I don't need that amount of anxiety in my life during this election. Benefit number 2 is its lower health risk when practicing social distancing during a pandemic. As I said earlier, Election Day comes with a massive attendance across the nation. Tip number 3. When preparing to cast your ballot, it's important to do your research. Local voting establishments offer voter guides. These guides contain all the names participating in this year's election. Voter guides and sample ballots will show you who the candidates are in any state or local measures up for a vote. The 2020 election is more than just voting for the next president. It also involves government officials at the federal, state, and local levels that directly represent you and your families. Listen, this year's election goes beyond who will be our president. Your vote is your voice on issues affecting housing, education, employment, and healthcare. Elections have consequences. We need to remember that. You have the power to decide on the quality of life you want for yourself and future generations. Elections are decided by the people who go out and vote. Take some time and learn about the measures and the candidates that you're voting for. If you don't vote, someone else will make that decision for you. Do you want to make a positive impact? Well, voting gives you that chance. Support the candidates and ballot measures that can help your community, your state, and even our nation for years to come. And this we'll defend.